Welcome to day 9 of the daily vlog Tacoma buildup.
Brought to you in part by Alpine Toyota, Martech Engineering, and in part by...
Today happens to be Easter Sunday, so I'm not sure how much we're gonna get done today, but we'll definitely make some progress. So the reason I don't know how much we're gonna get done is because I've got a family lunch thing to do for Easter Sunday. So I think we'll pick something relatively easy. Let's tackle the Auxbeam panel. And for those of you that don't know what an Auxbeam panel is, it's this guy. It's a little like digital switch panel, and what I really like about it is there's only one wire that has to be run through the firewall and into the cab for all of your accessories. Because the one wire that comes from this runs into their fuse box, which has fuses and solid state relays built in. And from there, you just tie all your accessories into this, and you're essentially done. So let's hop up into the cab and figure out where exactly I want to mount this. So my first thought is maybe up here, attached to the sunglasses holder. We never use these in our vehicles, so that would be just fine. It'll be pretty easy to hide the wiring. My other thought would be maybe right there, and I'd have to relocate these down to here, which might not be a big deal because traction control and stuff won't work in this truck anymore anyways. It might work down here too, but then we're kind of blocking access to this cubby. So I've decided I'm just gonna put it up top. I think it'll be the cleanest looking, and it's up out of the way. Maybe not. Aha! Did I break anything? No. How is there dog food up here? Huh. There's literally a piece of dog food up here. So the Auxbeam comes with this swivel mount if you wanted it to be at an angle off of a panel. I'm not going to do that. I want it to be as flush as possible. So my plan is to just use the swivel mount as a template so I know where to drill holes in this panel. And I will put a hole just for the cable to go through as well. Aha! Boom! There! Now I just need to run the switch panel wiring up through the headliner and into this guy. See this plug here? I think that's old wiring for a light bar. So if I take this guy and tie it to that and pull that back through the firewall, this Auxbeam wire will now be in the cab. Okay, so we're through the firewall here and into the cab. So I think I'm gonna run it up this weather stripping, up and over the A-pillar, and then pop it through the headliner here, straight over the center. I'm gonna try to fish this guy, which is just a piece of aluminum tubing, through the headliner and over there so that I can attach the wire to it and pull it through. Aha! Okay, that'll work. Give her some tape and pull her through. There. So, I can plug this guy in. Okay, you go on there. You go on there. And I can still get that screw in. Perfect. Yeah, check that out. That'll work great. Now, in theory, I kind of want to just tuck this in. Move back over. As far as fuse box mounting goes, I give you this nice L bracket that this guy attaches to, and then you can attach this pretty much anywhere on your inner fender, right? I usually try to aim for a factory hole somewhere, but on this Tacoma, nothing really lines up with where I want it to be. Big old self-tappers, and I'll just hold it in place and send these through. I just realized that when I do the fiberglass, I'll have these fenders taken off, and I'll probably take out those self-tappers and just throw some nuts and bolts on this, just so it's a bit more secure. But hey, now we can mount the panel. There. So now if we take this cover off, you can see this is the line we fish through the firewall, and that plugs in right there. So we'll come up, over, and right there. Boom. So now the panel in the truck is wired. Next up, we got to give the panel itself power and ground. With this kit, they give you this breaker so that if it draws too much power, it blows this instead of like a fuse, which is nice in case you have anything like fans or something vital going through the switch panel like I do in my pickup. But also with the kit, they literally they give you all the wiring you need, so you get the positive and negative wires here as well. Put this cable, put the short cable on, probably mount that right to the top of this fuse box. If this guy is mounted on here, does it impede much? No, it really doesn't. I honestly think I might just mount this straight to this fuse box. The diagram is up here. So if I put this down here, that should work really good. Okay, right there. Perfect. Boom. Boom. Yeah, that location works perfect. Now it's just the ground, which we have enough reach for. Boom. Boom. Done. Now the last step in getting this thing to work is keyed power. With the kit they give you this guy, which is kind of like a fuse extension dealio, or doubles. So you find a switched fuse spot, you ram that guy in the fuse place, and then look, you got a spot for 2 fuses. And a wire to send out to this guy. So it turns out the fuse box in the engine bay didn't have any wires that turn on in the accessory position. But if we go to the fuse box in here, there is a 7.5 accessory fuse right there that I've tied into. So yeah, that does mean that there's one more wire that has to come through the firewall, but it'll be fine. So now that we have switched power, we run this up here, and then we plug it in right there. And then once I tie these battery leads onto the battery, in theory, it'll work. All right, so I just got back from the Easter lunch, and I picked up a couple of battery terminals while I was out. The battery terminals that are on here are real gross, and I've been meaning to replace them, well, pretty much ever since I've owned this truck. Alright, so that Auxbeam panel is entirely installed now, and the only accessory I have on the truck right now that I can even wire into that to show you is these Raptor lights that came with my TRD Pro grill from Tacoma bees. I'm not 100% sold on Raptor lights. I don't mind the look, but it's not really my favorite. So for now, I'll wire it up, I'll show you guys, and I can always pull it out in the future. Super easy. This is a harness that Tacoma Bee sent with the Raptor light, so it's got 4 plugs, 1 for each light, and then a positive and negative on the other end. So we'll plug this guy in, and then we route this guy over here, around the battery, and then all you have to do is take this positive and negative and tie it into one of these positive and negatives. So now to check what outlet on the fuse box the grill light switch here uses, I'll turn it on, and now I'll use my test light and go down. So that one, the very last one. So if we look at the back, you can see positive and negative. That is where these guys from the rock lights will go. All right, now I'm gonna go hit the switch and we'll test out these lights. Did it work? Hey, they're on. So As I said, I'm not entirely sold on the look. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like Raptor lights? I mean, they don't look bad, but like, I feel like every Tacoma's got these. You know what I mean? I really hope this upcoming week we have a whole bunch of parts show up so we can make more big moves when it comes to building this truck. Like, there's stuff like painting the rear axle and all the 63 stuff I could technically do, but I gotta cut the overloads on the leaf springs. And like, I'd rather pull the axle out entirely, pull the leaf springs out, cut the overloads, paint everything while it's out, and while it's out, re-gear it. You know what I mean? It's so much easier to do with everything removed from the truck versus trying to like gear it in the truck and paint it in the truck. And obviously I can't re-gear it till we actually get the gears and setup kit from Nitro Gear, which should be soon. And also stuff like brakes. I ordered brand new like braided brake lines for each corner of this truck. I can't deal with the brakes and trying to get those working until that stuff comes in. McNeil still hasn't given me an update on the fiberglass, but when I talked to them on the phone yesterday, apparently it was getting shipped yesterday, but I've heard that before. And in other news, we did order new wheels for this truck, and for those of you who are wondering, no, these are not the permanent 40s for this truck. They are pretty worn down. These are always meant to be just roller tires. We have brand new Toyo MTs, 40 by 13.5 R17 coming. But they aren't going to be here till late May, probably June, last I heard. I also saw a question about drive shafts. Remember how I mentioned we moved the axle back a bit? Part of the reason we moved it back is for the drive shaft. That drive shaft, the factory drive shaft, is now long enough to work with these axles. And the way I'm able to do that is with the flanges I ordered for these axles. I ordered a Sterling axle to Toyota drive shaft flange and a Dana 60 to Toyota flange. So both drive lines should bolt up. However, the front one will definitely need to get extended. And with that being said, it's about 4 in the afternoon, which means it's about time for me to head inside to my office, get this video edited, and pumped out to you guys in the morning. So if you guys do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button, and hey, make sure you subscribe, because we're uploading daily until this truck is built. Anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.